Let's talk submarine cables. I'm a telecoms economist. For economists, pricing is about allocating scarce resources. But last year, I saw a move from scarcity to abundance in both the Solomon Islands and the Cook Islands, which each got their first submarine cable in 2020. The Solomon Islands went from less than 2 gigabits per second of satellite capacity to potentially 20,000 gig, with just 1%, 200 gig currently lit. Of course, it's not uncommon for subsea capacity to be underutilized, but better use can be made of what's there by changing the business model. With so many cables now subsidized by governments and international agencies, they need a shift in the pricing paradigm to deliver the objectives that they expect from their massive investments. You saw this on my poster. We're going to look at those pretty quickly. But the key point here is if you sell what you put through the pipe instead of the throughput of the pipe, desirable consequences follow. Only history, fear, uncertainty, and doubt are holding us back. With bandwidth pricing, each wholesale customer or ISP, internet service provider, has to forecast the number of end users, their mix of speeds, choose a contention rate, and then round up capacity to what is required according to the stepped capacity rate card. You must also choose the guaranteed throughput, the CIR, and what it can burst to, the PIR. If more than 5% of its demand exceeds the PIR, packets may be dropped. But why ration throughput? It costs no more to provision 10 gig than say 2 gig. Neither the ISP nor the cable operator should need to manage capacity when it's abundant. Sell the traffic, not the port size. The second chart compares bandwidth pricing in the blue with traffic pricing in the red. To do the second, I've converted throughput into traffic. The ISPs charge the total of uploads and downloads across the sum of its end users. This is utility pricing. Just like electricity, water, and gas, its volumes put through each of these pipes that's sold. The bandwidth multiples show implicit volume discount. So for example, a 10-fold increase going from 1 gig to 10 gig doesn't cost 10 times as much, but less than 4 times as much. There's no cost justification for these discounts, and they can lead to one desk where one large ISP can resell capacity to smaller players while maintaining a competitive advantage. With traffic pricing, the cost of marginal traffic is the same for all players. It's the slope of the line. Oh, by the way, all these figures are illustrative only. Notice also you can have an entry-level plan where there's no minimum charge per month, but there's a higher charge for each gigabyte of traffic delivered. At some point, the ISP can choose to move to the normal tier. And the reason we need that is because you need competition to drive reductions in wholesale international capacity through to retail prices. And this spurs competition. Of course, the unit price of capacity depends on demand. It's the same price for anything from 10 gig to 50 gig, but the price per megabits per second obviously depends on utilization. And when you get to the end of it, there's a sharp increase in capacity that's required to carry on. As you get closer to that point, of course, you get congestion. This is how the NBN illustrates congestion. You think of it as the information superhighway. In this example, the ISP has opened just one toll booth, which can't cope with peak demand, so the traffic slows. With traffic pricing, all the toll booths are open. Faster speed leads to more traffic. Satellite and cable have very different cost structures. So satellite has low fixed costs, that's the dishes, with very high marginal costs. It's the converse to the submarine cable. There's very high investment cost initially, but then the marginal cost is very, very close to zero. There are some things that we all know about the virtues of cable versus satellite, including capacity. This is from MIT. The maximum capacity for a single satellite is less than 40 gigabits per second. And remember, we're talking about 10,000 gig per second, potentially with new submarine cables in Solomon Islands and Cook Islands. But more importantly, with traffic pricing, you get higher speeds because there's no restraints on speed. You only pay for what you use, and every byte of traffic is caused by a customer and charged to a customer. It's profitable. So 5 minutes is not very long to take you through all of this, to discuss precedents, complications, and objections. You need to contact me if you'd like to take this discussion further, or go to my website to get hold of the paper. Thank you very much.